Bishop Helder Camara of Brazil once said, quote, "When I give food to the poor, they call me a saint. When I ask why the poor have no food, they call me a communist." Unquote. I recently heard someone saying they're already sick unto death of the holiday season. The first Christmas ads appeared about Halloween and show no sign of letting up. Someday, they probably won't, and we'll have to live with perpetual Christmas advertising. Some say that Christmas has become a graphic symbol of the ugly realities of the free market, its alleged sickness and depravity. After all, does anyone out there remember what the original celebration behind Christmas was? If I recall correctly, it had something to do with the Prince of Peace, but those memories have long since faded from public view. The purpose of Christmas these days is an orgy of consumption. Christmas is a metaphor for postmodern life, life as consumption. In the 20th century, we no longer work to produce, or simply to live. We work to consume. Consumption is the meaning of life in capitalist society. In the past, people used to have religion, and I think Christmas had something to do with that. Not since the 19th century, though, have we had meaning outside of consuming. But some people are not happy with the new culture of late capitalism. They say that being human is more than buying crap at malls. They say that being human has more to do with being, experiencing, and sharing than it does with clothes shavers, electric razors, and Toys R destroying our moral fiber stores. Some of these people work for an outfit called Bread for the World. They may be good people, but seem not to have been grasped by the insidious tentacles of consumerism. The people at Bread for the World spend their days working out how we can feed everyone. Last month, they got a little press attention between the ads for athletic shoes and items with batteries not included at the World Food Conference. Bread for the World says we have millions of people going hungry every day, here as well as in the Third World. They say that we've had plenty of food to feed everyone every year since the last World Food Conference in 1974, but it turns out that poor people don't have enough money to buy food. They say the cause of hunger is not a shortage of food, but an unwillingness of the free market to supply food to people without money. Bread for the World is not even alone in this blasphemy. During last month's World Food Conference in Rome, about 1,000 non-governmental organizations from Europe, the Americas, and Asia gathered across town from the official gathering to talk about the hunger problem. They decided that the cause of hunger is, in fact, the free market. These people even had the gall to complain when the conference participants drafted a document which acknowledged that access to food is a human right, and the U.S. government, protector of the free market, refused to sign the resolution. Now, of course, these bread people are completely out of step with the rest of the world. Well, at least with the governments that represent wealthy people. The governments of wealthy people have decided that the free market will solve all our problems. Any problems that remain are merely the product of a deranged imagination. Poor people just need to organize themselves into consumers. Poor people must participate in the free market, and then the free market will solve their problems too, just like it did for the wealthy people. Some people might say that the wealthy people were, for the most part, wealthy before the free market, well, at least their families were. But we can be sure that the free market generates more and more wealth for the rich, but only accidentally preventing poor people the world over from eating. Besides, people starving is a small price to pay for Christmas. We need our orgy of consumption. So what if no one remembers why we originally started celebrating Christmas in the first place? That's not the point. The point is that today we can go out and buy plastic things that break the next day. We can listen to children whining for these items and witness the joy on their little faces as they bow down before their graven images and unwrap their golden calves, shrieking with glee, "Santa got the wrong one! I wanted Malibu Barbie!" So, if you're one of the lucky few who has money, and therefore food, just remember where you got it, the free market. If the free market is good enough for you, then to hell with the people who starve to death. We need our clothes shavers. Why should we care if poor people can't get enough to eat? That's them. It's not me. What nags at me, though, is why then do the people in pictures of the poor, people living on the streets, people diving in dumpsters and standing in soup kitchen lines, look just like you and me? This is Richard Curtis.